Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Did you know you can support the channel by joining? Something to think about. Now onto the stories. Case file number 943, written by The Last Avatar 2, Ellie, the Master Enchantress. I return home from work at around 10 p.m. I work at a restaurant, line cook, although I do actual cooking too during rush hour. Always working overtime. Got home, thirsty, so I got a cup of cold water from the fridge, then went upstairs to take a shower. All the lights were off, by the way. I live with my girlfriend, no kids or pets. Our master bedroom is upstairs, 2-floor home. Downstairs to the left of the entrance is the living room, with a couch pushed up to the far end of the wall, which is extended further back from the entrance, so you can't see the couch when you initially enter the home, unless you go looking for it across the side. Now, as I'm heading back from the kitchen, I see my girlfriend, Ellie, in the dark, browsing through her phone while sitting on the couch. I thought it was odd. Bad for her eyes to be on the phone, especially with the light so bright off of it. She didn't say a single word as I came in. She must be upstairs, I was thinking as I walked towards the kitchen for that cup of water a few minutes ago. After seeing her on the couch, I said, honey, are you okay? Why are you just sitting there in the pitch black? She looks up and responds, I'm just bored out of my mind and getting tired. I'll be up in a minute, babe, it's okay. She seemed sad, but insisted she was okay. So I went upstairs and took a very needed shower. If humans have an aura, mine was currently stink. After I finish up my shower, I put on some PJs and get ready for bed. I had already eaten at work, just a burger, and was so mentally drained there was nothing else I wanted to do but hit the hay and dream away the day's problems. Our bathroom is directly connected to our bedroom. I didn't want to take very long there since my girlfriend looked to be tired. My impression was that she'd be conked out by the time I was done with my shower. I head into the bedroom, but my girlfriend isn't in bed. She's still not upstairs. I call out to her from the railing of the top step, but get no response. Really weird. At this point I start to get chills, and not from being a little damp from the shower. The air felt wrong. I was in two minds at this point. I didn't want to go downstairs, like at all. Not even a little bit. But I knew I had to. What if my mind was playing tricks on me, or my girlfriend was hurt? I pushed through what I thought had to be totally irrational fear and went downstairs. I turned all the lights on and looked everywhere for my girlfriend. She wasn't there at all, not anywhere in our home. At this point, my mind is racing and thinking all kinds of weird thoughts like, did she just decide to leave me? She must be hurt somewhere. All I could do was call her phone, and she picked up after only 3 rings. This is what makes no goddamn sense. She wasn't here at all, never was. Her mother, who lives in the same suburb area as us, about 15 minutes away, wasn't feeling very well, lightheaded, cold. As soon as she got the call from her, she tore rubber over there and had been there since, over 3 hours by this point. It was about 10:40 now. Is my girlfriend just lying? Cheating on me? But that doesn't add up either, because I saw her on the couch, on her phone. And I know my, hopefully, future mother-in-law has been having some health problems, so that's true. She has a weak heart, they say. I just need to sit down. Now I'm the one who feels sick. Case notes for file 943. Ellie, the Master Enchantress. I don't think Ellie is cheating on you, and I think this is actually a very easy explanation. There are 2 I can think of. It's pretty easy for us, at least we've been submerged into the realm of the supernatural or glitchy for so long. It all comes natural to us now, explaining away these very strange things to normal people. The first possibility is that Ellie was in a different universe. You were simply seeing into that universe of the many in the multiverse, and in that universe, Ellie was just on the couch at home. Her mother was fine, or at least in that moment was fine. She probably had the lights on over there, but you weren't seeing that. Those photons weren't transmitted over. Only Ellie. And you may even have noticed that Ellie was brighter than her surroundings would indicate if she was sitting in the dark. You do mention something about brightness, maybe just talking about her phone. The other possibility is that this was astral projection. And we had another account of this not too long ago, where there was a grandma that was over at the neighbor's house, and she had fallen over there, wasn't too hurt, but then the person that story was told from, the perspective, they came home, found their grandma in the bedroom, on the floor, laying down, seemingly in some type of pain, and then they just vanished, and Grandma came over eventually, and she was wearing the same thing. Almost certainly astral projection, a sort of defense mechanism of the soul, I would say. If something happens to you, especially in an older age, you'd want people to know, and what better way to do it is to project your soul out to someone who could maybe help. I think in this case it wasn't a defense mechanism for her body. I mean, your girlfriend was fine, physically, just emotionally drained. She seemed sad. I think that fits probably the best as astral projection, but both universal peering or astral projection fit pretty well here. I don't think cheating at all is involved. Case file number 944, written by nachosinfernoxx, The Orb of Purity. Hey there, I am female 23. I was taking a walk in my secure neighborhood. It was night, but I have a leashed pit bull with me always, my jacked Hulky, and gentle, shh, don't tell anyone, guardian, Max. Clear sky, stars had a little twinkle. As I was walking, I saw a blue shimmer in the distance. Remember, this is a proper residential neighborhood, and gated too. At first, I thought it was a streetlight that had a bad bulb, or maybe was switched for one of those terrible white LEDs. But as I got closer, I could see it was a floating ball or orb. It had a blue hue, slightly white towards the middle. The ball of light was about the size of a baseball, I think. It wasn't getting very close to it, almost a street length away. It seemed to be moving at a steady but very slow pace. Even from this far away, I could hear a humming noise, buzzing sound. I don't know if my mind was just fascinated by what I was seeing, or there was something supernatural going on with it, but I just couldn't look away. Does anyone else get that feeling when you look into a candle flame or a campfire? It's similar to that, you just have to keep staring. Also, I'd bet it was raising the temperature of the air by a few degrees at least. I had been rather cool a few minutes ago, and now I could take my coat off and still be relatively comfortable. Max wasn't reacting much to this orb thing. He clearly did see it, but wasn't trying to pull ahead to get to it or bark. He is a good boy, but I don't think he understood what he was seeing was extraordinary. Eventually, the ball stopped moving when it reached a patch of grass, not in someone's yard, but on the side of the street. It hovered there for a few minutes and then slowly dissipated, shrinking and emitting less light, heat, and noise. Then it was gone. After it faded away, I took a chance to approach where it had been. I didn't see any evidence it had ever been there. I thought there'd be scorch marks on the grass patch at least, but it all looked completely normal. That was the end to a strange night. But when I got home, I was too curious. I googled blue orb encounters, and there are tons of stories about this. People call it ball lightning, but there are others that think it's charged spiritual energy. I have no clue myself, but it was really cool to see. It felt good. Anyone else experience this spiritual ball lightning? Case notes are file 944, The Orb of Purity. Yeah, so this is actually indeed just ball lightning, like your research told you. It's one of my favorite glitches because it's a mainstream mystery. There could be physical properties involved, like we wouldn't say that lightning is a glitch because it's so frequent and we understand it fairly well. It's just a static charge that builds up between the water particles and the clouds in the atmosphere. It's like if you go rub your feet on carpet and then touch a metal surface, the extra electrons in your body will flood over to that conductive element and you'll feel a static charge very briefly. Well, that's lightning outbursts. There's different types, there's actually quite a few types, and ball lightning is the rarest form. Now that said, there are many mysteries revolving around it. One of the main ones is people have seen ball lightning cross through glass panels like it doesn't even exist, which shouldn't be possible because glass isn't conductive at all. So it should be blocked by physical surfaces like that. If it was just an electrified charged ball in the atmosphere, it should be blocked by those surfaces. Also, the fact that there is no scorch marks at all on the pavement, on the grass especially, you said that was emitting heat. So you would think that the grass would be affected. There would be some evidence that there was ball lightning around. So maybe there is a real phenomena of ball lightning, but maybe there's a mixture as well. Maybe there are spiritual energy, I guess, the fragments of souls that aren't fully materialized or coalesced into this universe yet. And they're just roaming about. Maybe they even merge with ball lightning. They blend together into this stream of energy. And people report often that ball lightning has a stream behind it, almost like a comet. And if it was just a static energy buildup, you could rub your feet on carpet long enough and eventually just kamehameha blue orb of energy around. I don't think anyone's been able to do that. We'd know with the monk and the Shaolin temples. That's not a thing yet. Hopefully someday. I do think there is a spiritual property to this, and the main instinct that tells me that is just how people describe seeing this as usually a positive, like the warm feeling you said. So it's probably more than just a static ball of electricity. Another 2 awesome stories completed. Thousands more to come. We're almost at 1,000 stories. Well, I narrated stories before I officially started recording them as numbered. So I've passed over 1,000 stories now, especially if you include the bonus files, paranormal. It's quite a few stories, and so many more to come. We'll reach 10,000 soon enough in a few years. That'll be cool. If you want to help me get there, spread the information far and wide, just like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, get all my notifications, and yeah, see ya tomorrow.